Hi, I'm Katie Nesmith. I'm a senior designer in digital media at NPR, and I'm going to show you how to properly prepare your logo for uploading to Station Connect. I'm going to be using Illustrator Creative Cloud or CC on a Mac for this tutorial. You might be on a PC or you might have a different version of Illustrator like CS6 or CS5. That's fine. The processes are basically exactly the same across the board with a couple of very minor differences here and there, but you still should be able to follow along. Okay, so once you've launched Illustrator, you're just going to go up to File and then click New, which will give you this dialog. I'm going to name my file Logo Example. And don't worry about any of this under Profile right now. We are going to be changing the size from a set size to a custom size, and that's going to change the profile automatically to custom. So just ignore that. Number of artboards, just one. And down here in size, there's a bunch of different preset sizes that are appropriate for different things like print versus web, etc. Since we have a set size that we need to size the logo to, we're just going to enter our own custom size. So that would be 450 by 190. In units over here, you'll see that this is currently set to points. We want it to be set to pixels, and I just like to double check over here after I've done that to make sure that the values haven't changed, just the units. Down here in advanced, you're just going to want to make sure that it says color mode RGB and PPI or pixels per inch 72. That just makes sure that this is going to look the best on screens versus what it would look like in print. If that isn't selected like this, you can just click on advanced and change those settings here. And you're going to click OK. And that gives us a canvas. Right now you can see up here that it's zoomed in 276%. You can zoom out if you're on a Mac by doing Command plus and minus, or you can just simply go down to the bottom left hand side of the screen and you can see all the different settings for zooming. So we're going to go back up to File and go down to Place. I've saved my original logo file on my desktop just for making this easier. You're going to locate wherever your file is, click that, and make sure that it is, if possible, an EPS file, an AI file, or a PDF. Those file types are just going to be higher resolution most of the time, and just going to make this process a lot easier. If you only have a PNG or a GIF version of your logo, just do make sure that it is originally larger than this canvas size. If it's smaller, then this is going to pixelate. But for now, we have an EPS, so I'm going to select that and click Place. Now you'll see that my cursor has changed to include the logo, a preview of the logo with it. I like to just click up in the top corner so that it aligns to the top. This just makes life easier for the next step, which is if you zoom out, if you hold the space bar and drag the screen, you'll be able to see more of the area. So you see here that my logo is way too big for the canvas. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down to the bottom right hand corner and hold down Shift. While I am holding Shift, I'm going to click and drag this until it hits the edge of the canvas. You'll notice that I have quite a bit of white space here at the bottom of my logo. That's fine, and that very well might happen to you too if your logo doesn't fit perfectly within the 450 by 190 space. It might be a square logo, it might just be too short. There's a range of different reasons why this would happen. The most important is that your logo is either touching the left and the right side of the canvas or the top and the bottom, depending on how your logo was designed. So that said, what we're going to want to do just to make sure that your logo appears consistently throughout npr.org, and if applicable, NPR1, is to just make sure that this is centered both horizontally and vertically. So in other words, that it's the center of the image is dead center of the canvas. You can do this two different ways. One, you can simply drag it to the middle of the canvas and you can sort of feel and see where it snaps. And you'll usually will see this this little bit of pink text here that just says center once that's happened. If you don't want to do that, my preferred method to making sure that this is definitely in the center is going up to your align tools up here. We have a horizontal align center and a vertical align center. I like to just click both of those just to make sure that it is in the absolute center of the canvas. Once you've gotten here, your logo is ready to go, and you can just go back up to File and then Save for Web. When you click that, you'll get this dialog. You're going to go up here and make sure that your logo is going to be saved as a PNG. And you're going to want to make sure that transparency is checked. Double check your sizing right here. It'll still say 150 by 190 pixels. And once that is all double checked and ready to go, you can click Save. I'm going to save this to my desktop. And that's it. If you minimize this and go to your desktop, you see the PNG here. And if you are on a Mac, you can hit a space bar to see a preview. And you can see that the way this preview is, there's a little bit of translucence behind the box. And I just like to make sure that it is actually transparent and I can see the mountains behind my logo. And that is how you prepare your logo for Station Connect.